the reward and satisfaction and fulfillment you're going to get from reading long books, the dopamine rush you're going to experience as you approach the end of the book, so far outweighs any kind of dopamine hit you're going to get from Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts, that if you really want to be a dopamine maxer or a dopamaxer, really you want to be reading long books. Something that I think we don't really think about is that, a good book is going to be structured so that it doesn't give all of its secrets away at once, right? A good book never gives all of its secrets away at once. So as you're reading, you are going to be introduced to characters and you're going to develop a sort of relationship with these characters. You're going to see them develop, you're going to see them be put in various different situations, and you're not going to be able to consume, or most of us are not going to be able to consume all of that information in one sitting. So you're going to have to put that book down, and you're going to be thinking about the events in the story. You're going to be pondering about potential outcomes, what could happen with the various characters that you've liked. You might even begin to experience sort of levels of fear for certain characters. You might worry, is this guy going to survive? And that can continue depending on the length of the book. If it's like a proper book and it's something that you don't have that much time to dedicate to, that might go on for weeks, perhaps even months of your life. So that book becomes a part of the conversations you have with other people, where you might bring up the fact that you're reading that book. You might share ideas of that book. You might even develop an understanding of that book that you can really, you've meditated and marinated on the ideas in the book, and now you can share that with other people. And as the book goes, as the story, as the various threads of the tapestry begin to come together, you're going to enter in a really good book at some point, this moment when the writing is, how could I put it? It's almost like the water has been, the stew has slowly been simmering all this time. All these various puzzle pieces have gradually been coming together. And the moment when everything clicks, it is an incredible rush. It's super satisfying. It's very fulfilling. And it's the kind of dopamaxing we really want to be doing. Honestly, it's going to satisfy you in a way that, like I say, Reels and social media just are never going to come close to. The thing is, you get out what you put in, right? So you can get cheap hits of dopamine on the internet, and that's okay, that is what it is, but it's never going to really sustain you. These kind of, and I mean, I'm being a little bit reductionistic by just calling it a dopamine hit, right? But these stories that you invest a lot of time into, they invest a lot of time in you too. Those ideas shape you in a way that you don't really necessarily perceive in the short term. And I just finished reading Dracula, and I'm definitely going to make a video about Dracula, and I'll talk about that book a bit. I have a lot of things I want to share with you guys. But I was just reading it, and as I was getting to the end, I just thought, wow, the satisfaction and the payoff of this long book is so good. I mean, I'm sure you might have had an experience like that before, where you've read a book with a lot of puzzle pieces, metaphorically, and you get to a point where everything just starts to click, and it's just so gripping. You might logically know you have 100 pages left, but you just get so lost in the story at that point. It's just so addictive to just keep reading. That's really the one more chapter effect, right? Which you don't necessarily feel at the beginning of the book. And the thing is, people want that early on, and some really, really, really good books have moments in the book that just aren't that interesting. You might have to work through or just read through sections of a book that just aren't as interesting to you, but the payoff is always worth it if it's a good book. So going with classics, going with books that are recognized as good, books that have stood the test of time. Even if you encounter a section that might not be as interesting, you know that if you push through this book is really going to pay off. And I just really wanted to bring a light on the fact that if you're really interested in, I think in modern times we're sort of turning dopamine into this idol, like we talk about dopamine so much, it's almost like this new god that we've invented that people, inadvertently worship. But if you really want to experience intense entertainment and satisfaction, stop looking at just kind of short form shorts and reels to satisfy that. Because, I mean, yeah, you might get a little kick here and there, but it's never going to come close to the kind of fulfillment and satisfaction you can feel from watching a character develop from the beginning of a tale all the way to the end, and seeing the consequences of their actions and knowing that you were there for that entire journey. So yeah, be a Dopamaxer with long books. Long books is definitely something to start considering. Don't fear long books. Fear your fear of long books. You should be able to walk into a library and not fear any book. That's the goal. And find something good and start reading it. I will share some thoughts on Dracula in a future video. So much to say on that topic. Keep an eye out for that video. God bless you guys. Goodbye.